Me family una kushe una kaba una adu. Una sorry for me for the voice so because I get cold because we work na cold. This is a cast TV with regular program Salon for Better. Me family today we go bring una come somebody way na popular person na the SLPP government where they represent the Sierra Leone People's Party na North America, where not to nobody na them PRO, where we say na them public relations officer, where not to nobody na Patrick Madakroma, where he get an alias name, where they can call him Gentle. And this man, na man where they fight in and out the SLPP party and they propagate for them and them and the opposition party when at the APC they wrestle day and night. So they bring a can today and the topic where you can talk today about the lies versus the truth and the reality on the ground. It be supposed for that today with somebody where they at the All People Congress when at the opposition party, when a Michael Lukoma, when I be a former member of the NRM. But with the call and I not really pick up, but that not gonna make you cancel this program because Patrick Madakroma don't cancel a lot of programs then for the AG in support today to Sierra TV and talk to people out there. So
and
Patrick,
a very important figure too.
And yes, and a very important figure as a public relations officer in Ward 9 Ward. So Patrick Madakroma, welcome to Sierra TV.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mansari. And I'll go tell people them I'll do.
Okay. Mr. Mada, we tell you thank you for letting come to it today. And like what we they talk say about the truth and the light. Now I make Ubiwan somebody where now the All People Congress where now be also part of the NRM Ubiwan reform the All People Congress for this year. Let una challenge una self. Let you get the pemaou, let himself give you the granite soup, but we don't call her now, it don't run away, but you will put her down for her proper. Yes. So Mr. Patrick, like I would say be the lies and the truth. I don't know because I know saying a perfect gentleman, you then a first one now where you got the rule of law and you know the constitutional right, and I make you not afraid. Because right now, I know say now pulled on a Trump na power because you're not afraid for talk. So what do you want to talk about some things the way they happen because the flagship program will be make people they all vote for President Madabio. You know say not all man get money for pay school fee. You know say that free education. Then all man run. Then they say well all vote for Madabio. So well, as you now within a country we believe in the rule of law, you believe in the constitutional right when I first amendment, freedom of speech. Mr. Patrick, to you and God and man, what you want to talk about the education
So this is more of not freedom of speech, but keeping to your words.
Yes. So Mr. Patrick, what you want to talk about the education now?
If you can give me an assessment of how far when are they in the education for all, and how successful you feel the program is so far.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator and Mr. Mansari, for that brilliant question. You know, there's one thing they always talk to Sierra Leoneans them. They come with President Talk and Rubio come another country as president is a big blessing to that country there. It's a big blessing because at this moment, where everybody we don't expect for let something happen, it don't happen. And right now, we don't see President Tokandubiu. It don't make Sierra Leone very much sexy and attractive. One of the things then where even the opposition now, where they be in governance, where they be believe say for over how many years, for the next several years, even if they're in power forever, where it become impossible for them, where they're not go ever able to accomplish. It be very doubtful for them when at the free and quality education where President Tokandubiu bring. We see, I say, when he talk about them during campaign, they raise them up. They talk all kind of talk. They criticize them. They say it not go happen. They say na lie. Who say go pull money? It not go ever happen in the history of on earth, in the history of Sierra Leone.
Don't stop.
We now all know, Mr. Mansari, you yourself know. You been the Yeri then thing and they where they been they talk all over the place. So nobody not been believing that. Nobody not been think say it will become reality. It was a game of impossibility for the APC where they been in power and even where they in our opposition now. But I really think say Sierra Leoneans we for clap for this president because within 6 months when he win, when there was no money in that country, within 6 months when he win, when he inherits a nation, we been get a battered and shattered economy. Within 6 months, when President Bio win, he inherits a country where been they suffer, where been they under life support because Anes Kuruma left that country on austerity. And me and you now the first time in history for Sierra Leone, for let you read that word, austerity around with economy. Now what's happening within 6 months? Where President Bio not been there, get no money from any donor. Where President Bio not been get no side for get money because the country be done weak. It makes sure say it manage that small economy where been there under life support. It still trying to fulfill in first promise when I be the greatest flagship program when I the free education. It bring them, it make a reality. And now they like today, plenty of picking them where they been there in the street in Sierra Leone, where they not been get what they eat. Let alone they able to get money for pay school fee. So if find out say they been engaged in prostitution. Most of the bobo they been engaged in bad game the way that they engage in cliques. But they like today because President Bio don't bring them to school, they don't they pay school fee anymore. They don't buy bus for them. Then they ride inside bus with me and you. Not be ever get opportunity to ride inside. They don't bring school materials then. Now the north, for example, where people have been really underprivileged, where APC be abandon them, then neglect them, at least it don't begin in free feeding program day. So Pikin not go say because of school fee or not get eat for it, I don't get transfer, and then they go school. Now we see say it's a reality. 100% will not get a it, but 75% we don't achieve the one day. The awareness on day and Pikin they go school now. We not the hear but click anymore because now we click in day, school not been there. Pikin not able to get access to education. Now make business happen. So this is not a big success for that country. Not a success only for President Tokanubio. Now a success for Mr. Mansare, you. Now a success for me. Now a success for me picking them in that country. Some of we don't get opportunity. God don't bless you. We don't count them part of the world. At least we picking them, they attend good school. But I'll tell you one thing interesting about President Bio, this in free education what it bring. It makes us say, because it respects and serious about education system, now Sierra Leone, what did President Bio do? All in picking them. It makes us say then they salon and they attend it. It has never happened in the history of Sierra Leone. For let's see a politician, it take in picking them. A president, imagine not if the one they were not even directors, and then they send them picking them abroad. Let alone the president of the state. In picking them, all they go to schools in Sierra Leone. Where the white president be picking them, they all then they Sierra Leone, then they go school day. So this is say the man gets seriousness about the education system. Otherwise, if the education system destroyed, enough for them able put in Pikinde. So this now some of the thing them. One of the just a thing where this man don't create at that country, where we call sustainable development. We're not going to forever go away. Where every Australian again forever able for accept and embrace. And this one, now a real development for a nation. Any government will come, you not get for go away from her. Because any government will come say not to, want free education again, they don't get problem with the people. So this are the job where this man don't do in flagship program 6 months where he don't implement, where we're really happy about, where we not say Sierra Leone proud of him. Now this make they always talk say this man elects alone that make me like him. And for the fact that it don't make Sierra Leone very sexy and attractive, we think say pauper salon don't begin better.
I don't know if you are aware, many people don't know just they join with this Nasara Cast TV. We there with Mr. Patrick Mada Kuruma, where now the SLPP North America PRO for North America region, where they talk right now on behalf of the present ruling government of President Madabio. We just talk about the education. But Mr. Patrick Conte, since when Madabio administration come on, when in flagship program, when he preach on free education, all the institutions the way we meet they operate, they still operate.
I don't know which institution which
The
institution
colleges
specifically.
them, the school them. The colleges them, the school them, they operate, IB meets them. Anyone close or anyone they operate. Or if anyone close, waiting at the reason will make them close. Or when it come, it be say they make one shift for all the school them. It be one school, it be one institution them, any college close, or any college then close because of subsidies.
You are aware of any college?
If you are aware, if any college will close.
No, I'm asking you. You are aware of any college?
No, I'm just trying to ask because it's a PR. We need to know everything about the country. So I want to know if Nama we then call her mother, na papa, and when na papa, if for nobody country. I just know and say so college close. Now make the ask and say if all the institution them where president be meet. They all the operate or anyone close or anyone strike where they arrest anybody or they all I meet them now so then they go.
Now that question, now a very interesting question. All the educational and academic institutions we've been there in good footing, we've been there on good standing in that country. We've been they operate under the laws, under the rules and regulations of that country. When have been legal operations, they be there under. Then still there, then they function and they have been improved more than how they've been there trading. So be now down there, I go tell every Sierra Leonean say this are the type government when now responsible and a disciplined government. And not they play with anything when not they on way not legal. This government not they operate with something we're not straightforward. So any institution where be done in another country, where they go by the legality, where they go by law, where they operate under any thing where legal is still there, and then they operate very seriously and they have been improved. So if there is any other one way we not go mean or you want to talk about, maybe they have not been operating legally.
Mr. Mada, you know Papa, and I talk to you like Papa. Mr. Patrick, la not go na the foresight force. I pa more than go beat students not legal. Lincoln Queen we lock not legal. Then two who's one not legal.
Well, you talk about legality, then on one side. Then you ask about the students in discipline and violence, then on another side. So I think we get to split the question in two folds. So if you talk about legality, you ask about legality, I have to tell you about the legality of institutions in that country, how you they open institutions, waiting at the rule where they take, waiting at the format where they take, waiting at the direction where for go, and what you support for, waiting at the requirement them, where you not get for meet as an institution for let the opener. It is different from student vulgarity. It is different from student uprising. It is different from student violence, unnecessary student violence, where you know call for. Then it is different from that. So if there is any student where go involve himself into examination malpractice before they enter university, a university then get their own requirement, then get what they think say, then we're able to assess you as a student for like remain at that college. If you don't get the requirement, then you meander your way into that university. They at the end of the day, the university can find out say that the university get right for such the student at any time. You not get for determine when they do it. If the investigate say you not been get the appropriate requirement for enter, that you can criminally, you can illegally. In fact, now America and Europe, you know, you didn't. Then they arrest you. Then they arrest you. Then they blacklist you from all public exams. You know that one, Mr. Mansari. So if that student do that one day, the university not arrest them. The university just say they don't left you. They not they press criminal charges on you. You not can illegally. You meander your way. That rogue way you enter the university, if you say the university porous, because when they operate on a system of government, where they be they embrace corruption, where they be they embrace that kind of thing and they make a way of life, but a discipline and strict leadership don't come, then they sanitize the university for let's allow education better. At the end of the day, they catch you along the crossroad. They say, well, according to the investigation, you did not have the requirement for even kind of this university, so go away. We're not going to press charges on you. When they left you, give you the benefit of the doubt. Why do you have to fight? Where you felt you in confusion, you broke property, then a clear criminal offense. The police are coming, and police coming in, not a government, they control police. Police are a special institution. Now their own role for make sure say they maintain life and order, they protect life and property. You say where they under Mr. Mansari, something happen now. Who they call first? Now police they call. So that are the duty of the police. Police not go sit down, criminal them, then go vandalize people then property, where in the first place, you not be supposed for candy, you not be get the requirement for enter day. That is criminal in nature. And if they left that one day, police allow them because they say, oh, now government, they empower, oh, then this is not politics. This is about education. This is about the life of the country. This is about the young man them for let them able go before. Now America, you don't know they happy. Mr. Masare, you know, you get picking them so they can't go to university without requirement. Neither they do that. So if they happy, they violate them student and do now because of the illegal act.
So, Mr. Pati, that now IPAM now you talk about so the Kuska so be take place.
Well, because IPAM I sense that one. Yes, IPAM, that was what happened in IPAM. Okay, and that is fact. That is true. That is correct.
Mr. Patrick, you don't say that because me people are sorry for the voice so now cold. You don't say we na labor work they do they talk now the cold they work na cold. And yourself know Mr. Patrick. Me people Mr. Patrick because we all two sit on there so me executive producer so me executive producer when Amja Jalomi ba instead go na IPAM now counting he do na auditor if they work for Pitma week before a car me say go IPAM I do then short term cause when I training in entrepreneurship but if you don't talk say now this way happy I make them this so fine but the next question what I want ask you I want to know if not that gentle work here you get that slogan say if it's not for me, they roast. If it's not for me, they talk to so.
Yes. Now they talk to this agent to the political out goose.
So you know 2 persons. So where they nyaka na different voice. Now where you get necktie, you know different man. Lord have mercy. See this God now. God is good anyway. So everybody not judge somebody by voice. All man get 2 different way they operate. I don't ever believe saying a perfect intelligent man. But if you say they nyaka no more than if you say nyaka all the time. I don't know saying about a very smart man. Okay, now look at that. Mr. Gentle, the people don't know just join with this Sarkas TV, which we program Salon for Better. And we talk to Mr. Patrick Madakoma, now the public relations officer for North America region for the SLPP government. Mr. Mada, one 10-day way. President Biotech administration for the first 2 months, then they publish the money the way they collect the revenue collection when are like 2.5 billion every month. But now 2 months then do no more. After that, no not publish again or not put on the website. You know any reason we happen for that or the computer then crash or wait to make them they do again?
Well, I get a reason for that. We're very clear, we're very open, we're very all man for know and all man know. Where if you don't know, they make you know today. And before I go there, I want to tell you, Mr. Mansare and Mr. Ba, in as much as you been go IPAM as student, then me na you lecturer because I lectured at IPAM as a full-time lecturer at the University of Sierra Leone. I lecture IPAM until I decide say, I really can't sit down now small with my family. So as a full-time university lecturer at IPAM, so I know what I'm saying. I lecture at the Department of Business Administration and Management. So I know clearly waiting at the talk. So thank you and thank God Yusef now been student at IPAM and being a student at IPAM. Once a student is always a student and once a lecturer is always a lecturer, then me now you lecturer. Amen. So now back to the question. Yes. Back to the question, Mr.
Now see even a lecturer at IPAM.
I lecture at IPAM say the year we are really come now and left for lecture now IPAM where I can sit down around 2017 because I've been go back and forth. Where I go every semester I can check on my family. So I decide say really I can't sit down and study. I lecture a lot. I lecture on I am tech. I teach all over the place.
That's really good.
Yes, I've been a lecturer international business communication, communication skills. At the lecture project management. At the lecture enterprise and social responsibilities. At the lecture performance management. A lot of stuff. Them I've been the lecture. A lot of them things and the way they come up.
Thank you for your service, man. That was really good.
Yes. Right. So now, Mr. Mansare asks.
Yeah, I mean, people are just hold on for we are at things. So, okay, yeah, they come on now.
Okay.
Yes, go on, Mr. Mada.
Governments be they show out every month where they come newly in governance, how much they be they get from revenue. Yes, it be they happen every month. Now, after that, the following month, then government say and say it's necessary as a government for to get a transparency bill transparency and accountability bill. Because they see and say the people then they appreciate where government they explain, give them about how the money they go. It not be ever happened in the history of the past government. So what the government they do? They see and say when they been the show about revenue every month, people they be the gladdy. Now it's sort of a pilot phase where the government be they do. Now we test back. If we they tell them how much government they earn, if we they tell exposed to the government resources, where they get, how do they manage them, if they go let them. So as they do that pilot phase 1 month, 2 months, then government see say, oh yeah, people then they buy this idea. Sierra Leone has glad about them. What did they do next? Now they go to a bill in the parliament. Immediately, they say, let we enact a transparency and accountability bill so that everybody go get access freely for go get information about the government, how the government they spend with money, how then they manage with money, and how then they get to money. So you find out, say, if government know they can't talk again, because they don't make that law now, they don't make it as a law. The one we don't know, you sit down under Mr. Mansari, me we sit down under Gentle, and you, Mr. Ba, yourself, you get right for go to any government institution. You get right for go any side for ask them, write to them, and ask them, say, I want to get information about how now they manage the resources, about how the government they get revenue, about how the money they go. Then they give you one because they don't make that bill, make it into law that we all get opportunity now for go check. When I remember, Sylvia Blyden been talk once and say, in go na the statistics Sierra Leone for let you know say that law don't they now. Sylvia Blyden say go statistics Sierra Leone, ask them for let them get data and information about the census. Indeed, it tells you then get appropriate information what you need. So just the way Chernobyl they do. Now the same thing Chernobyl, now the opportunity they use, but they misuse them because most people they don't understand it. Say that bill there, me granny say where they na balamuya, it go able come out, it go ask government a right, it say one no, then they get. So Chernobyl get right for go and ask for document then how then they spend money, then they get. So when they come, instead of it do it appropriately, they transform it into criminal act just because it want lie, just because it want create issues, forget political point, so that APC go get a symbol back next time for go contest because last APC been get a symbol, I understand, but he lost. So it want let them get them back. So they try for appease them. So that answer your question into short. Yes, we get transparency and accountability bill when they don't set now, we make everybody get right for know how the country money they go.
So in other words, the bill they replace the volunteer when I'm in the volunteer information. So instead of now,
well, that was not a volunteer.
So people
that was
pilot, or just a pilot phase. Okay.
It's a pilot phase. A very responsible government. That's what they do. They try for see if people then they accept this kind of way. If people then let them, then go for them. They continue for create a legal structure for them. But if people then refuse and reject them, then you go just well. If people they not like this kind of way. So if people then they say no, I'm not going to explain to we how money they go, how they get money. This not fine. We're not going to expose the country. But people then glad it. Oh yeah, we're glad it. And they say, oh well, if this are the case, well, let make it now into law. Let all man get access for camp. So the government it go limit government now for more work. Let them not go the car. That time when they can for car explain now, then go take out for do other job. But let the people they now get the opportunity, authority for can ask, then go get it.
The people that now just they join this Sierra Cast TV, which we program Salon for Better, and we day with Mr. Patrick Malakoma, we na the PRO for SLPP North America region. Mr. Patrick, we na Sierra Cast, we na they go na social media where somebody then post something, we total share them. We be see one other social media activists within the media way na Jibril Bangura we me not today will see you real face because all the time waiting them they post now I'm away combat they say na rebel they say you na be rebel yes not to say you na be rebel because Jibril Bangura na be they post some say that gentleman they talk so na rebel but as you they talk today. Because me I be sabi how man they will be the old AK-47 now then they talk. But you not talk like because they between a Calbato and they say, Kalea, pull la watch in there, put on there from your hand to me hand. But you know seems they talk like that today. So not to say waiting you will be they talk, you know be then combat the way they were you work there 7 and are you this we wear suit so perfect gentleman. And I'm not going to say let some viewers themselves collect for you because you know some kind of a handsome man. Not true say na be rebel, Mr. Patrick.
Well, all what me know, me na gentle the political hot goose. Me na Patrick Madakroma, me na a perfect gentleman. Me na a fine, articulate young man. We carefully educated. I get family. We very respectful. I get me wife. I get me picking them. I come up from a decent family, and I did a very decent political party, and I did do a very decent job for decent Sierra Leoneans then. And I think say waiting that young man, I not really want to discuss him because enough fits na a decent society where me and you fit. Because based on my background, you don't already know which level are they. I don't tell you, say, me, I left to relax.
Yeah, I mean people that would talk to. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, now these are some of the benefits where Sierra Leoneans they enjoy from the free speech where President Bio don't bring. This are some of the benefits there. You find out say most Sierra Leoneans then they don't decide for mortgage their life into lies, into peddling, then lies they are where they think say now so then go feel say they own freedom of speech and the user. So when I go for allow them, let them continue for enjoy themselves. Like that other music talk. Now the freedom of speech where President Bio come with, now this they show say it a hook. If people then they just sit down at the pala, then sit down at the quiet corner, then design lie about people when they don't even know, then disseminate it's good. And before this time, APC being one law where they call seditious libel law. If not they tell them like then they hold the people and they lock them up. But now President Bioka is saying no, let them pull that law all. They pull all T. They say, well, let us carry on. Now that makes Salon don't get elected today under the World Press Freedom rating within number 10. Now the entire world. So that is a very good stand in a very good direction. But for that kind of TR where they go extreme, like what this young man can always do, where it really bad, you the naked woman them, you they expose people in privacy by lies, we're not so true. You they do things that are not correct, and we need investors the way they go Sierra Leone. And investors then they go, then they attract them every day. Sierra Leone has the one for follow the other country then that the world where they develop. Therefore, if na America if they do that TR, if na under American law, like it in a tight corner, like it in a jail. Me and you when they talk, Mr. Mansari, if I they talk to you, I record the voice, I send her outside. Now America, you're under American law. Mr. Mansari, you they press charges. You they call police a criminal offense. Mr. Ba, you know that one day. So now the same law now when this make for that TLA not continue so that they not go scare. We invest on the away. President Bio say, well, I look like I don't give freedom of speech all over the place. But what I go do now? Let us try protect the privacy of Sierra Leoneans. So a person encroach upon somebody's own privacy or through lies and fake propaganda. You know, sometimes they get there's a freedom of speech with due respect to the law of trespass. So you not go do that one day for Hamburg and tarnish people that we don't make good name in the world. So investors not go afraid for go. Me said me and you, Mr. Mansari, to such extent you go afraid for go salon because you go think the way you go there. By the time they come back, somebody don't go make a picture there about you. He say you didn't have a girlfriend in your house. At the end of the day, that go scatter your house. So President Bio they make now one bill when a cyber bill. So then they make that law day for like protect me and you with privacy. We'll go just like how America get that same bill in this country. They protect me and you. Now they at international standard. But if they talk all that talk there, these are only what people can talk. Where they're not able to defeat you, where they're not able to discuss issue, where they don't know nothing for talk about. So we not therefore allow them, let them talk. That is how they feel good. And that is the young way where they enjoy democracy. Where President Bio don't bring. I know they hear you, sir. I know they still hear you.
Yeah. Okay, they get me now.
I don't begin getting now. Yeah.
Okay, I say my family una they listen because get millions of viewers around the globe. I just they try for tell and say they talk to Mr. Patrick Madakoma, where now the PRO for SLPP North America, and they just they try for bring out things the way people not be know where they talk about in political party. Mr. Patrick Madabio na the SLPP public relations officer, and na today we know say na man we get two side. Yes. And we get one side will be the una will be the listening na social media or the listen their audio. Una no read that side today. Today, una they watch on Facebook Live, na diplomacy una they see on them. But una they hear on that audio, na we ide nyaka isi don't pa na ide fry, na ide hear. But today, na they hear fry na ya today na diplomacy. Mr. Mada, waiting, you want to talk, I don't know what you see about the security situation of the country, because since you're a man where you don't lecture on IPAM, you don't deal with people from all walks of life, because that field away there, we'll two so today. Since you're a lecturer and that field, I believe say you able lecture we'll two so. Because this man accounting, he do me say business administration, I do so we boss. So and the way you get papa. So what do you think about the security situation, the killing the way they happen at the country? If you say from 1 to 10, how you want rate the security situation at the country now in terms of human rights violation?
Well, my brother, the security in the country and the human rights standard of that country na 98%. And not to me give that percentage, you go watch to MCC the rating. When at the Millennium Challenge Corporation, the rating. And you said no say MCC na a credible institution at the United States, where they rate countries them based on the human rights standing. So if the security sector, if the human rights not been good in Sierra Leone, throughout all day in that country, they will not ever get MCC, will not ever win them. So for let this country win them under President Tok Andobio in governance, that says say nobody not in at this one will go even undoubtedly talk say security issues get problem. Yes, we can get small bet because of we get some of we brother them where they na the APC where then we don't get this political shock after where they don't lost elections, and after this shock they be done in denial. You know, sometimes it can happen. Anybody where we don't enjoy, you know, frivolous money, they enjoy all over the place, all them fine baby them, nine get them. You know, they expect say that person, the people that will just throw him and drab and a power, it go just sit down no more a gladdy. No, you not go gladdy. It go they shake because Arata say no they die, it not shake till. So if find out say you said they are in the media, you said they see how APC don't organize themselves in a demonic way, as I would put them, how they don't organize themselves in an unpatriotic way for bring the security sector into shabu, like for testing. But we find out say we get the police, we don't become very professional under this leadership. We don't get the military, we don't become very professional. You now see one of the most unpleasant and dissatisfying way how we former president and Eskoroma they conduct himself in that country. One of the case in point for the ACC when the anti-corruption commission where he been there as president where himself no say if for manager now the Lord one day then go to and say let interview you, sir. Now he say let them go na house. He no go come. They respect a little interview, sir. He go allow people them lawlessly. Then they display lawlessness na house. And that itself, they should say, it's not correct. So if they provoke the security sector, if they provoke the police, so you tell me, was that anything, if anything come out at that moment, then if the police not be professional, now the same people then go holler, they use politics. At the other form, again, the other day, it come off Twitter after another interview on corruption, where if you don't bow in head in shame because it's disgraceful for a former head of state, first in history, for let them go to drag you all over the place for thief. Then it come, it get a young picking them, where they support for the study in the house. It get a picking them, where they support for go school, where President Bio, they cater, they struggle for them, beg money for let them pay their school fee, let them able land book. If they get that, then it owes, then they cost mammy cost. That's one not to better practice. So if policeman be intervene that one day, because the duty of a police now for maintain law and order. Me brother, you not go allow you picking them for behave so. You not go instigate people them for do so because you get respect for yourself. And this kind of practice all over the place where they read and they instigate. Paulo Conte they go, he said in effect, instead of you come with programs for the youth them, tell them how you go able to put yourself together as a party. For able to come say, well, I go bring another team, we go make a better pass, madam, your job. But then you are bringing this kind of team. When they encourage people that then they born host them, na where woman they born picking, na hospital na to move. When they encourage, when they use resources them for pay people they out, instigate people that then they fight and they cause mamicos, then they go try for born police station, na Lunsar. Then they go, then they born primary chief their host. Hey, my brother, you tell me true, as a government, You dey in charge of government. You go allow, let the country go into shambles and people they suffer. No way. The government get for taking appropriate action. Remember where Paulo Conte been there as Ministry of Internal Affairs. He bring one tanker. That tanker then our time in the spray. One water, he bring that. And nobody no ever strike. They allowed it. And then don't forget, under section 16 of the 1991 Constitution, it did clearly the reason we will make you lost your life because we get freedom of life. We get right to life. That's fact. Everybody get right for life. Nobody not get right for kill person. But we get limitation to the right to life, lady. Under section 16 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone, it states all the requirement, all the reason that we go make if you lost your life, you get yourself for blame. When you involved in unlawful riot, like them with brother them where they come on innocent one them, politicians they use them. The mayor na McKinney 3 months government inform them say then they go take the reserve generator where they know they use for go give them brother then I put local. You know inform people then beside they instigate youth them. Instead of they come out tell the youth they say no when I go back now house. They instigate them. They use it as political tools. For let them die, they use it as campaign message. Because APC not get campaign message now. They kill them more than they. Anybody will go for unlawful riot. Now unlawful riot, you know they do in America, yeah. Unlawful riot, where you go there, you lost your life, you don't get nobody for blame. Police get for put things under control. For let the peaceful citizens they get life where they live. So if you go involve yourself in unlawful riot, you kill you run away or anything happen to you for suppress that riot, you get yourself for blame. Government not get nothing for do that. If government not be stop that thing and the police not they do them, that country going to riot. Then say the government not serious. So then I think say the government they do very well for put Sierra Leoneans in under control and make sure say the country develop and become sexy and attractive like I did too.
Well, we tell you thank you, Mr. Patrick Mada. Sorry. And I'll be don't tell you like put water near you. They feel away, they sweat, so way they talk. They are a beg. I'm really sorry for we do. But next time we'll tell you like bring water there because I know say we'll not let you pressure go up because I mean now the reality they talk, Mr. Mada. Mr. Mada, we get some people that we want call, but we go open the lines until them go call and you waiting they want talk, then you respond to them, but we can't open line with them go call. But before they open the line, I be just one because other people then they text, then they ask, then say, since you know about the present government and Salone and you know the PRO na North America, so anybody who come on at the diaspora will go to project na Salone, you must know. Some people let me they text me, they ask say, what about Akon be say they go to solar light, then Mohammed Elba where in people in Macbafts, then come on after 4 mile, then go get a diplomatic passport, be say go count developmental activity. Then they ask who's tenanting and they go drop sir, Mr. Patrick.
Well, remember we don't talk just now about the freedom of information bill. The freedom of transparency accountability bill. Not so? For yes, say sir. It don't become a law. Mr. Mansare, you serve a citizen in Australia. You get the same rights like anybody get for rights to the authorities away. We get the information then they let them give you one. But let I tell you, all the issues and they is about people that way don't pledge. And the government, you know, go hold policy tie rope na neck. Where I say they go do one. Then they on the process, they get for lobby to them people and they whatever way you want get from down there, you get right for ask. Then go give you the information. And all what me they pray for as a Sierra Leonean. Now for let everything where President Biobi don't talk say they do for this country, let it do one. And President Biobi don't do 67% of what he don't promise the people of Sierra Leone. And people of Sierra Leone they glad they elect today because they get a president where they go cry to and they listen to them. They get a president where they complain to and they listen to them. First say not be they be so. You don't get no sign for go they complain. So you get it right for inquire every Sierra Leonean where they watch me and where they listen, and they encourage you for make use and take advantage of the freedom of information bill so that you will get appropriate information where even pass what they can give you now today. So now then they are going to encourage every Sierra Leonean for let continue for do. So that we're not going to listen to people the way they lie. Another year you sir.
We don't hold you too long today because I know saying a busy man, you get other side them for go. But the people that know how they watch, would they talk to the Mr. Patrick Mada Kuruma, where now the SLPPPRO for North America. If you there around, you want call now. The number now 732-588-7558. If you get any short question, Mr. Madade Naya now where you go ask. We know where don't go. Now the tell you come call say you call her, you know get because in the Naya and one nyaka you see don't partner you the roast. You touch you to the hot goose you the board. Me, I don't know this slogan, oh, Mr. Amada, they mix up any carry. Me don't know how you can talk up. So, the one day we want talk. Let them talk now. Let you nyaka they scatter them. But today, you there in a diplomacy form. Let them wait till they make you audio. So, who that one count sober question for Mr. Amada? You can call on 732-588-7558. Mr. Amada be supposed for there with somebody from the opposition when are the All People Congress. I don't know if Nama way something na goose hot, na make the other posse run away. But you ask question, you can call her right now, let her answer you. So Mr. Amada, since anybody not come for target you right now, waiting at the last word where you want to give people in a say, I left you because you're not busy man, you get for good word at sir.
You know, at the encourage Sierra Leoneans then for let them continue for ask questions. And the questions then where they for ask, let them ask unto the appropriate authority. The reason why they for ask unto the appropriate authority is so that they will continue for get reliable information. And also they encourage every Sierra Leonean for let we support President Tok Anubio, for let continue for help the nation like I they help the nation. So now as a country, we don't see the country don't become very sexy and attractive. How the country don't become very sexy and attractive every Sierra Leonean for no. Number one, we don't get with free education, we'll pick in the gladdy. If you ask school picking today, then they tell you say President Bio don't accomplish waiting, them it think say if you want let accomplish. And let I tell everybody in Sierra Leone, everybody, Mr. Mansari, yourself with there under Mr. Bar. We all we government the kind of power. We all get we own individual interest or things say if the government accomplish them, meaning that government don't succeed. If the government don't accomplish them, meaning the government not succeed. So if me talk say where I sit on here, if I get me your concern, if you ask the school picking today in Australia, then they tell you say President Bio don't succeed 100%. How they go tell you that one day? President Bio promise they say it pull for SS4. He say as it wins so they pull SS4, then he say they bring to the free education. Indeed, where President Bio win, it don't accomplish that one day. So that's school picking where he ask can at school. And they tell you say, me, as for me, Mother Bio don't succeed. Because waiting, it be promise me. Waiting I be one for let do for me, you don't do one. If you ask that mommy, when I will pensioner them, where they don't work for that country for several years, where APC be they give them peanuts and a couple, then they give them 25,000 leons per month. They say now retirement benefit. If you ask them what be they wish for let Mother Bio can increase in retirement money, and indeed the least person when at the least retiree in Australia, they get 500,000 now as retirement money. You ask that person, and they tell you, say, for me, Mother Bio don't succeed. If you ask the one way they use electricity in other country, the one way they Kabbalah, the one way they Bin Color, the one way they Kamalo, all over the world, the one way they Kaila, Moyamba they go tell you, say, Mother Bio don't do very well by electricity because APC been kind of ship they been getting water. As they go, the ship go. But what's happening? President Bio don't come, he don't shape pole and transformer all over the place. So then they gladly now say from time when they don't burn them, they don't want to see lights in the area. Mashaka them, they don't want to see light. And the Skuroma they burn na Bin Color, Samora Kamara they burn na Kamalo, they don't get time for them. They abandon them. They reject them people because they poor. Because they don't get, because opportunity not the day. Mother Bio don't bring opportunity day. If you ask them people and then they tell you say for we, President Bio, they don't do well. If you ask them market woman, where they been all the time, where they been suffer, nothing all day. But President Bio don't bring Munafa book program to them. Right now, they see all the business people there. Then they go to stadium all over the country. Then they give them Corona money where Corona don't disturb them. If you ask them, then they talk say, we glad President Bio don't do well for we. That Combra go feel fine. Everybody in that country, it taste time. If you ask that young man them, now what to make you know they click? Nobody know they go per click again because the Ministry of Youth, they don't make programs for them. They get car wash. They don't get youth farm for them. They don't get that youth corps within Nigeria. Then they engage themselves into that one day now. So if you ask them one day, then go tell you say, Mother Bio don't do very well for we as youth man. Now we they go watch a car wash, we they go with Lily. Now they go on the street and call we click. You don't hear click business again. You know they again as alone. If you ask the youth man, then they glad for President Bio. So now the few people then, the Bible talk, I say, woe unto you that everybody loves. Indeed, we know we expect say everybody go can love President Bio at the same time because the opposition when at APC, they're not happy. They're disgruntled. They're frustrated because they're not in a power again when they're able to thief their free money there. We don't see the Abdullah Bere today. When they don't thief, they don't lie for people there. They don't run away in a salon. He come back to his family in Canada. He get the thief money, then they enter. People then they suffer. President Bio, they suffer for money there. Then they see cost. Then they see the store people there. So for now, every Sierra Leonean for no say, President Bio, it come for stay. President Bio, it come for make that country. And how I see they make salon sexy and attractive. Now so for supporter. We for supporter in any form for let it succeed. So when it succeed, now salon don't succeed. When it succeed, now Pekin they don't succeed. And it's too late now for let APC, then they can't tell we what the Mother Bio for do. When Mother Bio in the campaign, they don't already tell what they can do. And now you make we vote for her. Everything what they do now we like. So now we support her. If APC been very serious at that country, they not for go lights go. They not for the send right now. Yesterday we see somebody APC used them. Then get out there where they been doing a campaign team. We see them clearly. Then they go cut cable there. Where the president is suffer for sustainable lights day. This can't see no good. This Sierra they really imbibe that kind of culture of love for nation. APC don't thief in that country. Let them pull the thief money. They are not democratic. Even at the party, they see that they halala, fet all over the place. They don't get structure. But this government will get structure. We're serious. Let we allow them. Let continue for make that country.
Okay. The family will just join with this Nassau Cast TV with a regular program Salon for Better. Today, God bless we without Mr. Patrick Mada Koroma when at the SLPP PRO for North America. Mr. Patrick, I know say you don't try to get program. You're a busy man. Now you run all the SLPP program at the North America. But one just make we'll give one or two more before you let you let you go continue waiting. But Mr. Patrick, what be happening? The last we understand say the president for be supposed for give we another second if we promise say go give we another second airport na bond. I mean another port na bond, and then if we say we come and not go use overdraft for pay public servants them, but I think say now they use I don't know what he make now the cause we make the happy. So I don't know if you get any idea about that, sir.
Well, in the first place, when government they operate, government get priorities where they work on. Government they bring promises, they put them, they get with developmental priorities. You know the
yeah, maybe people will do with but yes, go ahead, yes, sir.
Yes. Now because he said priority, even at your home, you get what they prioritize, what you get for do first from before you do the other one. All those things are things President Bio get for accomplish so that the country go better, the country will expand. But now it not get for just rush, it bring waiting not to press it. So it bring waiting people then leg in front. Now that mean in the first place, no say people then they need food. Where don't bring free education again with elder, you know say people they need food. With brothers and sisters, and when a businessman then, most of them then they politicize the business issue. Then they raise prices. So what do you do? President Bio don't come, it don't reduce GST. It don't pull GST not to reduce. GST where APC count per people. It don't pull up. Everybody where they go food, rice and flour, it don't pull that tax. You don't pay tax again. Now free. So this them encourage businessmen now. They don't go at loss. Then they reduce the price of rice. And it not only tap the. It say well we need for produce rice for ourselves na salon. It don't tell they buy rice from other country. It don't ever happen in the history of Sierra Leone. It don't say let's begin make a state farm in that country day. What the President Bio don't do currently? We all they see the machine over 400 tractors. Where President Bio don't count a company where they support government. Now they do farming and put local. 400 tractors and also over 200 farm implement. The one where they harvest the other stuff then they. The one where they plant and all that stuff then they put local. And they give employment to brothers them. Now that part we no land book. Then they land out for drive, then tractors they operate and they're farming. And that rest they get for produce, 2022, we can forget the first harvest, when they going to produce at least 800,000 bags of rice, then they will produce at least every year. Salon can forget more rest, would they enjoy? So it can forget forever. Tomabom, then they begin their own farm. So now 2-state farm, this country don't begin, they establish. And then you know tap the individual farmers then. President Bio don't get plenty couple where in need for help them. In need for let them put themselves into self-help groups so that I go help them, let them loan them, let them make farm. My brother, tell me true. That farm where they open, you don't ever see that machine there, now put loco. So you know see that nigga for help for reduce hungry. That nigga for help for get job them to over 500 to 1,000 of we brother then put loco. You not think so? Now even about that tomabo. So these are the prioritized way President Bio, they prioritize the development trend of that country. They. At least you not go there again. You farm them go say send money for me, send $5, you get $50. At the end of the day, you know able to buy better rest for you. But when time go reach, say government go reduce the rest to 100,000. So if you send $50, your mama go able to use her, your brother go able to use her, at least change left. So this are the developmental trend we President Bio they do, and they prioritize everything. So now that day I want every Sierra Leonean to know. Another area, sir.
The family una they join we una say una sorry for me. Oh, I get cold because na tots na labor work na they do na America. They are una sorry na cold na neta they work. They are una patient me voice. The family una we just they join we they talk to Patrick Madakroma when na SLPP PRO for North America and they talk about the good things them and the way the present government of President Bio they do and. We don't keep on so long today because a busy man, you get other things the way they coordinate in North America. But the last year go and say, Mr. Patrick, once and the way the Minister of Information, Abdulrahman Soare, we don't announce the BO administration, we don't contact the Dutch government, the Dutch company, na Sierra Leone way for the bake and supply bread to them school them. And wait for
supply waiting?
For supply bread. That bread when they put butter pa. He say Abdulrahman Soare be talk once and say they don't contact one Dutch company we go support the BO administration for the bake bread for the supply to school for the feeding program. And we don't know if that company they don't begin bake the bread for supply or like now just promise like what people endorse they say like I say like a pledge. I don't know if not pledge or they don't begin that program day for let them picking and go to get bread in our school, sir. I don't know if you're aware about that.
Well, I don't know about that information we they talk about, but what me know about this government become a serious government, they no say bread now something where every Sierra Leonean not they go away from by day. Now the thing where they sustain that country and people in. So now because of that reason, what me know President Tok Anubio, because he left that country, if we don't go get a contract wherein then they make a bread factory, then they build and currently in Wellington. And today and recently, I don't show that one day they go in the trend, the sites the trend where they do the bread factory, where they build currently where they go for they produce massive bread. Now America they get Boku bread factory there all over the world. Other country they get, Ghana they get. Why Salon not forget for produce bread massively so that people then will get enough. So that enough food go there. Then they own. Then they bill them. So maybe where they don't done for bill them, then will they produce massively and we picking and will they get more bread through the government. Maybe I will go talk. Maybe that one of the strategies they done the way the free education get for do for empower and improve the school feeding program. So that in the morning before they go school, then will they get that breakfast na school. But the factory that they bill them currently, everybody don't see them na social media. All man they see the side not to hide. Not to steal when a secret. Then the bill now Wellington. Now this will for pray God for always, for let God continue for promote and give wisdom and give this president the upper hand for continue for help that country. Like I they help Sierra Leone and this so we all man don't gladdy, all man happy, all man they feel good. If you know because you know in a power, no vex, no make way for let the country no better, no wish for let the country go behind. Just continue for pray for President Bill. Remember, I dey tell you one thing. During the campaign, everybody been going a mosque and a church. Sierra Leoneans in the pray say, let God give you a leader where they help we. We they pray and fast. Even Samora Kamara been they go mosque to mosque. And they pray, and say, let God give you a leader. For this election, we go win. We go sorry for we. We go make Salon enjoy. And at the end of the day, then God make President Bio win. We not think say President Biona the answer to prayers. So we not believe God again. If we don't pray, the entire country, God don't answer prayer. They don't give we leader where they work very well. Why we not go accept her? Why we not go gladly for God? Because they don't give we the answer to prayer. Now the country don't become very sexy and attractive. All man they go na salon for go invest, for go make sure say he live there. You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
What's my question?
Yes, so now we all for happy, we all for the tell President Bio, thank you, pray and continue to pray and fight for him so that power pass along will continue for better.
I get this man at the background.
Okay, Mr. Patrick, hold on. Somebody they call from England. We will ask question. Hold on, Mr. Patrick. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
All right.
Mr. Abubakar from London.
Yeah, but the house planet is bad the way they talk some words then. So we not they see on a salon. This man they talk about this human rights business, then they kill people and they talk about this lawlessness so they can talk about this human rights business and can make a we they feel bad. People are not die amos.
I know the area.
Hold on, yeah.
Yeah.
Education, free and quality education. Almost what them go sit back and what? Almost percentage pass. 5% now pass the last exam. Which one are the quality education now where them people are they talk about? But paribo left and here bo you na deceitful business and bo una left and here. Una left for the life and people and bo. This human rights business if we they talk about. Now evil society they will get na salon. I made any past tense caucasian and day. Una left and here bo. You see that they talk no more with people in the sofa na salon.
Okay, let's make it respond.
Yeah,
I know the area.
yeah. But Mr. Patrick, you get a little bit of waiting. The man they call from England, they talk.
I hear it, but what's that man they talk? My brother, I don't want to let you kill yourself past APC stress. I understand say you not go happy, but let me tell you one thing. The education where you they talk about, recently yesterday, NPSC they go sit exam. First in history, we see government provide them all waiting there for use for sit exam. You know, ever happen in a salon. First, when me they go sit common entrance and NPSC. Now they go to your pencil. Now they go to your pen. Now they go to your eraser. Now they go to stop the day. But we see say government provide that one day. And besides, let me tell you, my brother, where he says school picking a fail. Now it better let 10 people then pass than 100 people then pass. They all know sabi nothing. Me not being university lecturer. I know what's at the top. We been against students where they go university. Where they say they don't pass was after where they don't pass the UQ. When they go, me brother, if they write they're not able to express themselves in any shape or form. You ain't a teacher, na senior school. Now you go feel that one day. Anybody when a teacher will tell me say, most speaking them, they not be done, they do nothing. Then job in they give them free mark. And not also a country for day. It go better when I get few educated people when learn and study and pass genuinely. That will get people them when a fraudulent pass and pass. Now the system don't strong. This system here, Aleka, we be don't go through this point system. Any system where people they not holla, they not vex, they not do it. Any law way set, even a host to you. If you set law na host, you pick it not vex, then it's not a law. But if you pick it anymore na host, then they battle in a free for all. This they go, it come anytime we feel. This they, even when they na host. If you tell them they study, if you not tower up and they say they study, they're not going to pass. The one where the papa where they say they study by force, then go vex by you. There's not a better man. But at the end of the day, when they pass, they feel good. So, my brother, not vex, not kill yourself. They picking and they let them study. Now, we know the spy don't reduce. We they be don't turn as order of the day. Let we encourage them. Let them able get the correct education. We be there today. Today we pass reach standard 5. If you speak English now, you're glad. But my brother, he self say this alone. What the student in a school? You they tell me today, then go able to speak back English. Go to university. University students are not able to express themselves. Let really be realistic and put politics aside and able for control and develop this nation. For the human rights issue, where they really talk, that person will say then killer. That person will say then chuka. Now he also be laid on where then killer. If you get right for go first for generator, some man don't even get generator na house. That person will say then killer. Wait till you go find out trouble for go born hospital. If you get right for go there, or the people they never then kill and destroy Natumbo, they're not to Motamaned, they're not get him a right. Government of police not for protect them. That paramount chief, therefore sit down and kill him. Police not for protect them. What did they go born in host for? What did they get? You been there that you workshop, you they work, then go shoot you. No, now lawlessness you been go there. And illegal for the police suppress violence. Me brother, I will allow talk true. Not to because it not happen to Ifamu today. You go and put up a politics. Now we left this politics and face reality. Let's alone go before.
Well, I think so. The only too much today, Mr. Patrick Madakoma, where at least now the PRO for the Sierra Leone People's Party for North America region, and at least we don't exhaust I get but work for do today. But the people will go round up the program for una today now, and I'm all going to bring for una anytime. And the program today, the producer na the program now we executive producer na Amjad Jalomiba. And we also get Abdul Karim Koma, when a consultant editor and governance and public diplomacy expert. And me, where they moderate this program, we are the host, me na Abdullah Mansari. We thank you, tell you thank you, Mr. Patrick Madakoma, for the with me today na Sarkas. And viewers around the globe, we tell una all thank you. Una no mind me voice, so as I tell una say, una labor na American and net to the totes, the call it tuboku, na make me voice course. But by next week, I go don't clear out ginger. So una tata, we go see una back next week. Thank you very much.